Welcome back to Christianity Sleep, your place for peaceful, faith-filled content that helps you rest in God's truth while exploring Christian voices that inspire. Here's a revised version of the script that conveys the same core message, but with a different tone, structure, and phrasing to avoid sounding the same, while maintaining the original intent and theological perspective. The new script is crafted to feel fresh, conversational, and engaging, with a slightly different flow and emphasis, while still addressing the September 23rd, 2025 rapture theory, its supporting arguments, and the biblical warning against date setting. Is September 23rd, 2025, the day everything changes? Let's talk about it. There's a date circling around online that's got people buzzing. September 23rd, 2025. Some say it's the day of the rapture, the moment when believers are caught up to meet Jesus in the air. You've probably seen the posts on X, TikTok, YouTube, or maybe a heated thread in a forum. The claim is bold. A rare astronomical event tied to a biblical prophecy is set to unfold on that exact day, signaling the end of the age. It's got people excited, nervous, maybe even a little scared. And honestly, the arguments sound pretty convincing at first glance. Tonight, we're diving into this theory head on. We'll unpack the evidence behind the September 23rd, 2025 claim and why it's capturing so many imaginations. But then, we're going to zoom out and look at something even bigger, a biblical truth that flips the script on how we approach prophecy. This isn't just about debunking a date or picking apart a theory. It's about discovering what God really wants us to focus on in these times. Spoiler alert, it's not a calendar, it's a calling. By the end of this, you might see prophecy in a whole new light, not as a puzzle to solve, but as a purpose to live out. Let's get started. Breaking down the 2025 rapture theory. First, let's be fair and lay out the case for why so many people are pointing to September 23rd, 2025. This isn't some random date pulled out of thin air. It's built on what supporters call a perfect storm of prophetic clues. Three big ones, to be exact: a cosmic sign, a sacred festival, and some intriguing numerical patterns. For those who believe this, it's like the stars, literally, are aligning to shout, "This is it." So let's walk through each piece of the puzzle. 1. The Revelation 12 cosmic sign. The biggest hook of this theory comes from Revelation 12, where the Apostle John describes a vision. A great sign appeared in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun, with the moon under her feet, and on her head a crown of 12 stars. She was pregnant and cried out in pain as she was about to give birth. For centuries, Christians have interpreted this symbolically, often as Israel birthing the Messiah. But proponents of the 2025 theory say this is a literal astronomical event that will play out in the sky on September 23rd, 2025. Here's their case. They point to the constellation Virgo, which they identify as the woman in John's vision. On that specific date, they say the sun will be positioned within Virgo, clothing her in light. The moon will sit at her feet, just as described. Above her head is the constellation Leo, which has 9 prominent stars. Add in the planets Mercury, Venus, and Mars, which will align near Leo on that day, and you've got a crown of 12 stars. For believers in this theory, it's a jaw-dropping match to Revelation 12, a celestial billboard announcing the rapture. Now, a quick reality check. Some astronomers and biblical scholars note that this kind of alignment isn't as rare as it sounds. A similar setup happened in 2017, and many argued that was the real Revelation 12 sign. In fact, the 2017 alignment was arguably a closer fit to the biblical description than what's projected for 2025. Still, for supporters, this cosmic event is a neon sign pointing to a divine moment.